Hello! Today we will solve a question from the TOEFL reading section, focusing on the read a notice question type. We will practice understanding everyday notices, identifying rules, instructions, or key conditions, and selecting the most accurate answer based on practical, real-life, written information. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our TOEFL reading practice. Today we are looking at a read a notice question. These are common in the exam and require you to quickly identify the purpose and specific details of a short announcement. Let's jump right in and see how we can spot the right answers efficiently. If you find these lessons helpful, please make sure to subscribe to the My TOEFL channel to keep improving your skills. Your support helps us create more great content for you. The Regent Playhouse. Let's start with the title, The Regent Playhouse. The most important word here is playhouse. In English, a playhouse is another word for a theater. This tells us immediately that this notice is about a place where plays are performed. Auditions for The Lighthouse. Now for the subtitle. The key word here is auditions. An audition is a tryout for actors. This tells us the purpose of the notice. They are looking for people to act in a show called The Lighthouse. We are holding open auditions for our spring production, a historical drama titled The Lighthouse. Let's look at the first sentence. They are holding open auditions, which means anyone can come and try out. They mention their spring production, which refers to the play they are organizing for the spring season. It is described as a historical drama. This is important because historical drama tells us the genre. It is a serious play set in the past. We are seeking actors for various lead and supporting roles. In the next sentence, they say they are seeking actors. Seeking means looking for. They need people for lead and supporting roles. This means they need main characters and also other smaller parts. Auditions will be held on March 10th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. This sentence gives us the logistical details. The event will be held on a specific date and time. This is just a fact to remember. Please prepare a 1-minute dramatic monologue. Here's a specific instruction for the actors. They must prepare something before they arrive. Specifically, a dramatic monologue. A monologue is a speech given by one person. Since the play is a drama, the speech must be dramatic or serious. To book your audition slot, please email our casting director. Finally, the notice tells us how to register. It says, to book your audition slot, which means to reserve a time, you must email the casting director. This is the required action to get an appointment. All right, everyone, let's take a look at the first question. What kind of organization is the Regent Playhouse? This question asks us to identify the kind of organization based on the text. We need to look at the name and the activities described. The title mentions Playhouse, and the text mentions open auditions and a spring production. These are clear signals pointing to the nature of the group. Let's take a closer look at option A, a film production studio. This option suggests it is a studio that makes movies. While the text uses the word production, the word film does not appear. Also, the term playhouse in the title is specifically used for live theaters, not movie studios. Therefore, this is incorrect. Now let's take a closer look at option B, a local community theater. This option says it is a local community theater. The name Playhouse means a theater. Also, holding open auditions for a spring production is a very common activity for community theaters. This matches all the clues in the text perfectly. So, this is correct. Now, let's take a closer look at option C, a talent agency. A talent agency represents actors, but does not usually put on its own plays under the name Playhouse. The notice is about producing a specific show, not just managing careers. Therefore, this option is incorrect. Now let's take a closer look at option D, a history museum. This option suggests a history museum. You might be tricked because the text mentions a historical drama, but the organization itself is a playhouse and not a museum. The historical part describes the play, not the building. So, this is incorrect. The correct answer is B, because the key expressions in the text directly match this option, while the other choices either provide incomplete information or clearly contradict the passage. Now let's move on to the second question. What should an interested actor do first? This question asks what an actor needs to do first. We are looking for the very first step in the process. We should scan the text for instructions on how to join or sign up. In the last sentence we found, to book your audition slot, please email our casting director. This booking must happen before the audition. Let's take a closer look at option A, memorize the entire script. This option says to memorize the entire script. However, the notice only asks actors to prepare a 1-minute dramatic monologue. It does not say they need to know the whole script yet. This is too much, so it is incorrect. Now let's take a closer look at option B, contact the organization by email. This option says to contact the organization by email. This matches the final instruction in the notice perfectly. Please email our casting director. This is the required step to get an audition slot. Therefore, this is correct. Now let's take a closer look at option C, show up on the day of auditions. This option suggests you should just show up, but the text says you need to book your audition slot first by emailing. If you just show up without booking, you might not be seen. Because there is a step before this option is incorrect. Now let's take a closer look at option D, prepare a comedic performance. This option mentions a comedic performance. However, the text explicitly asks for a dramatic monologue because the play is a drama. Comedy is the opposite of what they want. So, this is incorrect. The correct answer is B, because the key expressions in the text match this option exactly, showing that careful scanning of the passage leads to the correct answer.